Hey guys! So, I know that the last video I said it was going to be a mashup, but you guys, the video was just too long and I was hungry and life happened. So it's the next day and now I have to get 2 Love and Hip Hop videos out, which I am going to do. Okay? So, first things first, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell so that you can keep up to date with all the videos that I have coming, because I have a lot coming. Plus, besides, we need to engage. We need to talk to each other. All my social media links are down below. Make sure you follow me on all my social media links. Make sure you leave some comments so we can discuss Love and Hip Hop. Tell me what you're liking about it so far. Tell me who's your favorite character. All of that, I want to know all of that down below. And without further ado, let's just get right on to the video. Okay, you guys, so the scene starts off with Safari and A1, how it left off. Now, they're basically fighting, you know, after Safari says it is what it is about him potentially talking Lyrica. So they're fighting or whatever, and A1 is like, you're supposed to be my boy. And then Safari was like, well, you could have just pulled me to the side and talked to me about this. And he's like, I'm just trying to figure out what's up. And then he's like, you said it is what it is. And he was like, yeah. He said, but K.michelle, A1 says, K.michelle told me that you said that Lyrica wanted to sleep with you. And you can see in Safari's face, he was thinking about something smart to say, but he knew he was caught up there. So he was just like, and then A1 was like, so is it true? And the only thing that Safari could say was, it is what it is. And then A1 tried to get at him again, and A1 told him, you know what, you're weak. And then Safari goes, how's a guy with blonde dreads, glittery shoes, gonna call me weak? And then he also says, that's A1 without the Bentley. I'm just like, oh man, I can't even deal right now. So A1 basically is like, you can call me weak or whatever, but I'm about that life pretty much. And so they separate them, and those two go their separate ways. To the next scene. Now in the next scene we have Princess Love, and she is getting belly casted, and Paris is with her. She's saying that she's happy that she has friends like Paris with her. And Paris says, of course, I would want to come, because Paris did not go to the gender reveal. And Princess basically tells Paris, well, be glad you didn't come. It was nothing but drama. Then she explains that she would be talking to Miss Sonia Norwood again, but she refuses to speak to Brandy ever again, because Brandy says some off-the-wall things in her text messages, and she's basically not what she portrays herself to be. And Paris again with the, I mean, I get it, but I don't think Cinderella would do something like that. And I'm just like, if she don't call her by her real name, it's Brandy, sis. It's Brandy. So then basically she's telling her, you know, things will get better, you know, as life goes along. Paris is really trying to be hopeful for Princess and trying to, you know, encourage her. And Princess goes on to say that Ray J asked her to give him an apology publicly at the gender reveal. And Paris says, well, basically she feels like he's trying to please everybody, which is actually the case. And then Ray J walks in, and once Ray J walks in, Paris goes, oh, Norwood in the wood. And I'm just like, what? And then she basically excuses herself and lets Ray J and Princess talk. So Ray J tells Princess, asks her how she was, basically says he misses her, he wants her to come home, and he apologizes to her as he rightfully should have. So she got her apology. She accepted the apology that she received from Ray J. They kissed. He told her he wants her to come home. She says she got to come home, and then she says, because she's been wilding lately. He asked her what's been going on, and she basically said she went to 80s showcase and basically turned up. And you know, Moniece got upset and Moniece tried to throw a chair at her, and Ray's like, what? And then Ray goes in the confessional and explains that with him and Moniece's family back in the day, they used to be cool. Now they not cool. Because of that, he stayed away from Moniece. But throwing a chair at his pregnant wife is something he just cannot chillax about. He's got to check her. So Princess then tells him, don't worry, because I'm about to have this baby soon, and after I drop this load, I'm gonna be able to check her myself. It's on site, like I said before. And Ray is like, no, because in 2 months you'll be taking care of your beautiful baby. You don't got time to worry about Moniece. I will deal with it. And so he kisses her. He says, let's go ahead and get you casted. And she goes, uncasted, because at this point, the casting for her belly is already hard. So they go take care of that, and that's how that scene ends. So on to the next scene. In the next scene, we have Brooke Valentine, who again, her hair is always laid. It doesn't matter what the style is. Her hair is always laid. Shout out to her hairstylist once again. And she is actually walking into an office, and not just any office. She's walking into a plastic surgeon's office. She says that she does feel bad about the whole Lyrica situation and telling Lyrica's business when she really shouldn't have, because Lyrica did keep her secrets, but she's got more pressing things to attend to, and it's because she's trying to get a breast reduction. Pretty much her triple D boobs were great when she was younger and just starting out in Hollywood, and those are her natural boobies. But she's saying that she's having back issues and things like that, so she wants to go ahead and have a breast reduction. She goes to Dr. Albouni, and the doctor is looking at her breast. He's examining it, and he's telling her what she needs going forward with the surgery. He also mentions to her that unfortunately he saw some lumps in her breast, and so during the breast reduction he's going to take the lumps out and he's going to have them evaluated just to make sure that they're benign and they're not cancerous. This shakes Brooke up, and she says she doesn't really have family out where she is. The only person that she has that is even remotely close to family is Marcus. She's alone out there in LA, and she's very scared because breast cancer does not run in her family, and she always considers lumps and cancer to go hand in hand. So she's really scared about that. And that's all that they said for that scene. So now we're moving on to the next. So the camera pans into Lyrica, and she's gathering some things together and going out to sit on the couch. Lyrica is at her mother, Lyrica G's house. So she's basically sad, and her mom comes down and sits down next to her and says that she's glad that she got out of the room, and she wants to know what was really going on. And Lyrica then explains to her mom about the whole Safari situation, and saying that this all started because K.Michelle went and was telling A1 that she wanted to sleep with Safari. And the mom now says, whoa, like, what's going on here? And, you know, where would she get this from? And then the Lyrica tells her, you know, everybody knows that Safari's a flirt, and, you know, and the mom is like, well, this is really like what's going on. Why would, out of everyone, you be the one, you know, to be in this mess with Safari? And then she goes, oh, well, I don't even know, because Brooke is also saying, and then she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. How are multiple people able to point this out? And then she's like, well, we were at Facebook Live and Safari was flirting with me. And he's like, you know, come on, Blair. And her mom is like, that can seem really inappropriate from the outside looking in. But wait a minute, didn't you tell me that he tried to give you a picture that was inappropriate? And Lyrica's like, Mom, no, you're being messy right now, Mom. You're basically acting just like K.Michelle right now. And the mom was like, whoa, you told me this. And she's like, no, Mom, I never said inappropriate. And in the back of my mind, I'm just like, Lyrica, girl, You know I'm down for you. You know I love you, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And Lyrica, you dead wrong. You know your mama's not going to just randomly say that some man that she don't even know sent you some inappropriate photo just to be cute or messy on TV. No, sis. We know what really happened. We know what happened. And that info was coming up a little bit later on in the show. So basically, her mom was like, well, what do you want me to do? And she starts breaking down, crying, saying her and A1 are now fighting. The mom goes, you can spend as much time as you want here. I'm going to go over to A1's. I'm going to go ahead and talk to him. We're going to clear this all up. And that's how they end that scene. So in the next scene, Ray J is having an event called Raycon, and basically he's expanding his businesses. He started off with Scooty bikes, now he's gone on to bigger and better, and he's launched a party for the business. So A1 actually meets him there, and he's looking all rough. And Ray J says, that's basically not how I know A1 to be. So that's when A1 goes on and tells him, you know what, yeah, you know, it's been real hard with the whole Lyrica situation, and you know, I did see Safari and I almost beat his behind. And Ray J in confessional was like, I don't see A1 going into battle with Safari and risking damaging his pearls. And I thought that was so hilarious. Ray J is childish. So moving right along, then he basically says, you know, he's supposed to be the homie and he's not understanding why Safari would do something like this. And Ray is like, yeah, I don't understand it either. I don't get it. Ray J basically says in his confessional that, you know, he has learned that currently Safari's naked picture was all over the internet. So because homie's all over the internet, Ray J gotta stay off. And Ray J's like, it's either you gonna hide when your picture hits the net or you gonna step up and get paid. And that's exactly what Safari's doing. He is milking them fame, boy. He is milking that fame. Came out with a whole song and video the next day after that picture drop. Okay, he's about that bag right about now. So on the other side of the party is Brooke and Bridget Kelly. They meet up, and then of course Lyrica and A1 situation is mentioned again. It's like A1 and Lyrica situation is the main topic of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So basically, all thanks to Kimberly. So basically what's going on is Brooke is basically like, did you hear about the whole Lyrica situation? And Bridget is like, yeah, you know, I heard a little something, but let me know what you know and we'll exchange. And then Brooke basically explains that she knows about the whole entire situation that happened with Lyrica and how Lyrica was able to describe what Safari's ding dong looked like. And Bridget's like, oh really? Well, girl, let me show you. So she pulls it up on her phone, shows it to Brooke, and Brooke is like, put that away. She's like, well, that's exactly how she described it. And then she says in confessional, Lyrica, I just want to know how you knew that his thing was wrapped around his leg before the pictures hit the net. So they move on ahead, and then they start talking about how Brooke would not be able to go to the showcase that Bridget's going to be performing at. That's the show with K.Michelle. She is not able to attend because she went to go get a consultation about a breast reduction and then found out she has lumps in her breast. And Bridget's like, well, you could have told me about it. And she's like, you know, girl, I understand. No, you already have a lot to deal with. And she basically is like, Bridget Kelly has a lot to deal with, but Marcus is supposed to be the one who's there for me. He's supposed to be the family that I have. So the camera pans right back over to the guys section after that, and then we see Fizz. So Fizz is making his return to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood in this episode, and he gets with the guys and says B2K is not getting back together, but Air Fizzo is here to stay. He's basically saying that he's just trying to keep Monique at bay. Ray J mentions to him that, you know, Moniece tried to throw a chair at his pregnant wife, and Lil Fizz is like, same old Moniece. All right, so then we are introduced to another person who's going to be a friend to the show, and his name is a rock star. So rock star comes up, you know, clean shaven dude, very cocky as Ray J states, and he basically has some type of beef with A1. I honestly feel like the beef got to be about Lyrica. I really don't see why else they would have beef. They basically have like this silent beef, and he's saying that A1 used to be holding the bags for Lyrica. Lyrica was really the one getting it and doing it in the studio with him, and now all of a sudden A1 is supposed to be, I guess, high and mighty. But you know, A1 is trash in Rockstar's opinion. And A1 feels that Rockstar is a little bit jealous. I could see that. And he's like, you know, he doesn't understand what this man's beef is, and how Lyrica been knowing him just as long as she been knowing Rockstar, and Rockstar feels like he's better than him, and he's really not. A1 excuses himself and basically says, you know, I gotta take this phone call so we can go and find Rockstar's career. And he excuses himself. Now moving back over to the other side of the party where Brooke and Bridget Kelly is, in walks Apple Watts, and again rocking the same look from episode 2. So I really like that hairstyle on her. It looks really nice. She goes on to introduce herself to Bridget Kelly. Brooke already knows her because Brooke says if you're looking for a good time in LA, Apple Watts is where it's at. She's one of the baddest, if not the baddest, in the game in LA when it comes to stripping. She also said that Apple Watts was the one who did her party as well as Solo Lucci's party. So she introduces herself, and Apple Watts then tells them, well, she's working on music. She's actually working with A1. And they're like, oh, okay, girl, do your thing. Get your thing. Get your stuff done. And Brooke goes on to tell Bridget Kelly that she feels like Apple Watts is very talented. So as they're talking up what's Rockstar. So Rockstar basically introduces himself. Bridget Kelly says she already knows Rockstar from some of her producer friends in the past, and he writes hits for so many people. And as they're introducing each other, Apple Watts is introduced to Rockstar, and Brooke says to Rockstar that Apple Watts is a stripper, however, she's turning into music and she's actually working with A1. And this piques Rockstar's interest. Now he feels like because somebody is working with Apple Watts and that somebody is A1, he's trying to see what all the hype is about. Maybe trying to steal Apple Watts from up under A1. Why? I don't know. It sounds like a really petty beef, but we'll see how this progresses with Rockstar. So basically he introduces himself, runs down some names of some people that he's worked with, and Apple Watts is like, oh, okay, well, I don't see why I shouldn't, you know, try to do music with you too. And she's basically like, look, if a guy is interested in something about me and it got nothing to do with my ass, then I'm fine with that. And I agree. You take all the help you can get, sis. So now we've moved on to A1 and Lyrica's home. And A1 is basically like, I got somebody here that's always going to be down for me. And it's his mama, Pam. So Pam is, you know, mixing some batter in her bowl. And she tells him, you know, basically, if more than one person is talking about it, it got to be true. You need space from Lyrica. She's basically like, shut it down. I ain't like her anyway. Get rid of her. And A1 is like, yeah, you know, I need a break for real. And as they're talking, in walks Lyrica G. Lyrica G walks in pissed off, basically very aggressive, as A1 stated. And she's like, you know, your wife is at my house crying her eyes out. And he's like, well, did she tell you the whole story? And Lyrica G says, well, yeah, she told me how you're letting other people come in between you guys' marriage. And how dare you do that? That's your wife that you took vows for in front of God. And then that's when Mama Pam said, what you ain't gonna do is tell my son. And she throws the bowl and the batter splashes all over A1. Lyrica G picks up a chair to throw it at Mama Pam, and the security comes running out to break these two old ladies up. I'm trying to tell you, old ladies want to turn up like, you know, over 60, over 50, over 60 is the new 18. Like, that's really how they turn it up. Like, they're not even trying to argue and let it go. They trying to really fist fight, throw chairs, throw food, all sorts. They crazy. So basically, A1 gets heated and he tells the securities to escort Lyrica G out. But the crazy thing is, he gets so mad, he kicks his own mama out too and tells her she gotta leave. Ooh, mama was not liking that. She went all up on A1 talking about, you know, your name ain't A1, I'm your mama, respect me, R-E-S-P-E-C, respect me. So basically, she's like, you need to respect me as your mama
out in these streets because they're going to respect me. You best to R-E-S-P-E, respect me. R-E-S-P-E, respect me. R-E-S-P-E, respect me.
A1's mom, Mama Pam, is basically saying that ever since A1 met Lyrica, he's been acting real Hollywood and his name is Floyd, not A1, okay? And he has left her and her other son behind. And that's really unfortunate. Next scene. So basically we see Brooke and she's waiting for Marcus to arrive, and he arrives and meets her at the park. He basically is asking her what he's out there for, and she's like, you know, Marcus, and he stops her and goes, if this is about Stasia and all of that other stuff, I just gotta say. And Brooke cuts him off and says no. And she explains to him that she went to go get the consultation for the breast reduction, and basically they found some lumps in her breasts. Marcus then consoles her and she explains she don't got no family here. He's like, I know. She wants to know if he's gonna be down for her, and how was he gonna be down for her if he already has another girlfriend. And he basically explains to her he's gonna be a great friend to her in this time of need, and he basically consoles her, and she says that he always knows what to say. So now we go on to the next scene. So now we're basically in the studio with Apple Watts and Rockstar. She comes in to meet up with him, and he basically said, you know, we had some good chemistry the other day when we were talking, and I'm glad that you're here. Let me hear something. She spits, I think. She says something, and he's like, and then he's like, well, now that I know that you are talented, you got some talent, there's, you know, only one thing. There's a thorn in my toe. You ever had a thorn in your toe? She's like, no, I don't walk on them. He basically says his problem is A1, and he basically wants her to work with him exclusively and to cancel A1. She's like, well, what's your beef? She could tell already that there's beef with A1. And he goes basically running down the whole situation, and how he was the one with Lyrica, running with Lyrica, and A1 was just the bad boy, and now all of a sudden he just feels like he needs to take everything from A1. And she's like, type of people like you is who you got to watch out for, because I'm knowing all your business in this short amount of time. And she's like, you know what, you're not about to use me to get back at A1. It's not going to happen. So she pretty much was like, yeah, I'm not working with you. She exited stage left. She always leave it in the midst of drama. She don't want no parts. I like Apple Watts, okay? So now that we have been done with that, we are on to the showcase, and we basically see Bridget Kelly performing on stage. She sounds amazing, by the way. They don't show her talent too much on Living Hip Hop Hollywood. I don't know why, because she's an amazing singer, and just looking at that, yeah, I'm just like, all right, I see why you guys signed Bridget Kelly. Just keep making music now, and, you know, it'll be all good. And so after she performs, she basically says in her confessional she don't know what happened between Lyrica and her, but thanks, girl, because now she's on stage getting it how she lives. And K.Michelle then comes on and performs as well, and basically says she's excited about performing and how people have bought her album, and they bought a ticket because they relate to the type of person that she is. And now she's backstage. When she's backstage, Paris comes in. Paris says that she's glad K.Michelle invited her to the show, and as long as she don't call her a thief no more, they are all good. And they look good too as they're bantering backstage, and all of a sudden you hear, K.Michelle! really loud, and then pans over to Lyrica G, who is dressed up in this cheetah fur coat with this black ensemble, and she is asking the security to let her back in, and they are not letting her in. She looked like a real groupie trying to reach for the stars, like, but she couldn't quite get to it. And Paris, basically K.Michelle tell her that I'm sleeping. Paris goes and she's like, you know, K.Michelle can't see you right now, and they bantering back and forth. And she was like, you know, I don't need to see K.Michelle right now. I need to see Michelle. She's like, her name is not Michelle. And then Paris goes like this, and the Lyrica G goes like this too. And Paris like, don't put your hand in my face. And then say, don't put your hand in my face, mom. Put your hand in my face, mom. And so now Lyrica G get mad. She's trying to bypass security to go fight Paris. Paris is like, I'm not even going to move. And she was like, oh, she's talking about my daughter being with Safari. She's like, but ain't your daughter with Safari? She's like, no, my daughter ain't with no goddamn Safari. And then she go, well, what's the problem with that? She said, why is that? She's like, what you mean, what's the problem with that? Paris goes, because he's straight. K.Michelle is dying, and so am I. So then all of a sudden Ray J comes up, and Ray J is like he just bypasses security right away. And Lyrica G's like, Ray J, I'm with you. Trying to pull at him on some real groupie stuff. And Ray J is like, dang, I never thought I'd live to see the day where Lyrica G is pulling me trying to get backstage. And they end up going backstage. Paris is like, she never had to throw nobody mama out. The security is escorting Lyrica G out as she says this. And she basically excuses herself, and Ray J and K.Michelle start speaking. And K.Michelle basically says, you know, I'm straight, whatever. And then she talks about the whole, you know, Lyrica situation just a tad bit, and so the Safari, and K.Michelle is explaining how huge Safari's ding dong is. It's thrown over your shoulder. Huge. And then we basically pan out to when they're coming out, and as they're coming out, Moniece is walking up. She's saying that unfortunately K.Michelle was not able to come to AD's show, but she's glad that she's able to come and hear K.Michelle perform. As she walks up, Ray J immediately confronts her and is basically like, why are you throwing the chair at my pregnant wife? And Moniece is like, why does your wife get a pass to do the things that she does? And I have to agree with Moniece on this one. Understandably, Princess is pregnant, but Princess put her and her child in harm's way by bringing herself somewhere that she was not invited to, and she almost got fought, or she almost got a chair thrown at her. You can't even really, when people are heated, sometimes they don't care what they're doing. And if Moniece is so careless as you say that she is, why would you think that she would care that Princess is pregnant? Princess put her own self in harm's way, in my opinion. Also, Ray J asked her, well, why did you say that my sister was carrying the baby? And Moniece basically said, Brandy came for me, and so I clapped back. And she came at me again, and then Ray J is like, well, is that the justification? And she's like, there is no justification. It just is what it is. And she's like, just keep your wife away from me. And she walks off, and Ray J goes, I don't make threats, Moniece. And Moniece is like, yes, you do, as she walks off. And basically K.Michelle is like, dang, my birthday twin. All I can say is she has tried to throw a chair at a pregnant person. She has called out a legend. Dang, I'm just going to be entertained. And I'm here for it, okay? So in the next scene, A1 decides that he's going to take his mom out for dinner to basically apologize to her for what transpired and him basically kicking her out of the place. And when he gets there, he sees his brother Lloyd is there. So now we know their real names. There's Lloyd, who's the older brother, 2 years older than A1, and there's A1, whose name is Floyd. So Lloyd and Floyd Bentley. And A1 is like, well, my brother never even told me that he was coming down here, and he feels like it's kind of messed up that his brother's down here without even telling him. So basically he knows that the mom ratted him out to the brother. So as they sit down, the brother's already pissed, and he's like, yo, you got some explaining to do. And he's like, well, what you talking about? Like, what you mean? Oh, you listen to her? He's like, that's my mama. Of course I'm listening to her. What you talking about? And A1 basically says, well, did you see that, how she threw all that stuff? And Lloyd is like, it don't matter if she do that. That's your mama. And the mama is like, you should have never kicked me out. Lyrica G is the one that you should have kicked out. And he was like, I kicked both of y'all out. Y'all both trying me. And the brother, Lord, was not trying to hear that. He was like, you got to respect our mama. Ever since you done came to Hollywood, you done switched up. You like a completely different person. And A1 was like, oh, you looking like you were trying to do something. So then he was like, yo, we can do something. So they get up and get real ignorant. They get up and get real ignorant. Lloyd and Mama Pam asked him, don't he think that it's time for him to divorce Lyrica because he ain't been acting the same since he been with Lyrica. And they basically feel like Lyrica is the main issue and the main problem. He's not trying to have that, and that's how they ended that conversation. Not too well. So basically the final scene of the night is Ray J. He's getting tired of this whole Safari situation and Lyrica situation. So he's just basically like, yo, I'm about to meet up with Safari myself. So he goes to meet up with Safari, and he's like, he goes, congratulations, it's all over the place. And then Safari's like, you too, man? And he's like, yo, what's going on? And I'm looking at Ray J hat like, how much times can your hat move per scene? Dude, what's wrong with you? His hat is all over the place, you guys. So basically he psychs Safari out and tells Safari that Lyrica and A1 got back together, and in order for them to get back together, she had to admit what happened between them, and then she admit that they smashed. And then Safari shocks everyone by saying, oh, well, I mean, it really wasn't supposed to be like that, so I mean, I'm so sorry. And Ray is like, she didn't really admit it, but now that you've admitted, now I really didn't want to know. And basically the cat's out the bag. Safari hit it. He hit it, honey. He hit it with Lyrica. Oh my goodness. So basically now we're just like, shh. What a way to leave an episode. What's gonna happen next? So that was Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season 5 episode 3, and I'm definitely going to give you guys episode 4, so do not be dismayed, it's coming. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, subscribe to my channel, leave me some comments, like this video, share this video, because duh, who does not like reviews? Okay. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Till next time, bye.